Hi YouTube, it's AD here from Skidmore Second-Hand Tyres. Welcome to part 12 of the boat restoration. I've just knocked up another trestle. I originally made the trestle behind me level with this table, and that was for when I was going to be making a boat from scratch, and it was they were both the same height, so I could use them to mark out and cut the 8x4 sheets. But seeing as how we've ended up with this baby, I've made a new trestle to go at this end and use that narrower one to go at the front end. The table's full of tools, so I didn't really want to take all those tools off because it means just put them back in the other workshop or leave them laying around all over the place. Because the intention now is to turn this boat over to work on the underside of the hull and the keel. And continuing with the idea of the tent, before I turned it over, I rushed up to Screwfix today to buy this. I received a Screwfix offers paper the other day, and I saw on it these drain rods, and they were £20, £21. So I thought that might be just what I'm looking for. If not, I've got some drain rods. In the blurb, when I looked online, it said that they're very flexible, and they said they had steel connectors, or for £40 you could buy some with brass connectors, but they were blue and twice the price. I thought, well, they must be okay, because if they're used in pipes the steel won't rust that quickly, so I'll take a punt. We'll open the bag now. See how flexible they are. Oh yes, that might do the trick. As it turns out, they're brass or bronze, not sure which. I think they're bronze. Most things they say are brass like this are bronze anyway, I'm pretty sure. So I did well not buying the more expensive ones. Whoop. Not much height in here. So we've got 3 rods here. There was 30 metres in all. Let's have a look at this. I'm sure I can do something with that. I can't even get it all in. Well, there's even a couple of the rods left as spare, and I've got them going to the inside now of the boat because that holds them, but if I make some brackets up that will fix them, and then I can clip them onto the gunnels so that the rods actually run down the outside of the boat, then I think I've got my frame, because they're plenty high enough and they're curved, so I'm quite excited by that. That is looking just like I imagine it would. And as I say, it's a bit of a bonus having the bronze or brass fittings on them, because they definitely won't rust. I think each one's just under 1 metre long, so there's plenty there. 3 metre wide tarp and 4 metres long, or even if I have to cut half a metre off here and there, I've got something to fill in the gaps at the end. That's quite good. I think I'm going to go with those. Right, so today we're going to turn the boat over, and we've got Dan from up the road.
Hello.
Dan's a friend of ours, and well, actually you've lived there as long as we have, because you were born the day that we moved in.
Yeah, so I'm the same age as you were in.
Do you remember that day?
Yeah, no, not quite. Not quite.
So So yeah, we've known Dan for a long time, and he's come down today to help us turn the boat over. What we're going to do, we're going to run it outside, turn it sideways on, and then we'll flip the boat up on the trailer onto its side and then let it roll over, and one this side, one that side, and one at the end, and we reverse it back in here onto the trestles. Okay, we've had a trial pickup of it before we take it off the trailer to make sure we know sort of like what weight we're dealing with, and I think 3 people is enough to do it. I mean, it's got a float, so it can't be that heavy, can it?
Well, yet to see that happen.
Yeah, but I've seen videos where you've had loads of people around boats, and I often think that they're probably hindering each other as much as anything else with the smaller boats, because they're sort of like virtually got no room, they're tripping over each other. If we can't do it with 3, we just say so, and we'll put it back on the trailer and we'll go and find some more people to help, yeah?
I reckon we'll be alright.
Yeah, so we'll finish our tea and we'll get cracking. So we'll get back to you later. Good drop of tea. Okay, ready boys? So we're going to go out, went down that way and then push it back up this way.
On the trailer.
Hey?
We're leaving the trailer behind.
Yeah. Come, turn it around. I can back up towards you. Alright, that's a bit about it, I think. Alright, got a hold of it still. Chop. Let's go back actually. Let's go back. Oh, hang on. Or forward.
I would say forward if this is going to go first.
All right. Yeah. See if we can get it. Up there. Right, so if we lift it up and back this way, don't drag it, try not to drag it too much. Okay. Use the. That's it. Right, what we're looking like. Okay, is the weight's going to come to you now, Jimmy?
Yep.
All right. That's it. That's good. Okay. So you push it. Can you pull your down towards you a bit now, Jim? Right. So you need to be sort of picking up the other side now. Right. Get it sideways there. That's good. That's tricky.
Right.
Right. There's the trailer. So we'll trip over the wheel.
Next thing. Hang on.
Okay. Right, so it's got to go over that trestle.
Yeah.
The transom's got to be well past it by a few inches.
Well, it's about a foot now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, is it central?
I'm on the just outside the outer leg now.
That's about right, I think. All right, so if you can move that, I've got the boat at the front. I've got it. A bit further.
Towards you.
A bit further under, so no, you've gone too far. Right, up towards me a bit, Dan. That's it. Just resting over the legs. That's good. That wasn't too bad at all, was it?
It's quite the balance of it is quite good.
Yeah,
Once it goes over,
that's it. And in fact, even when it was tilting over, it was balanced all the while, wasn't it? It wasn't dragging us anywhere.
should be self-righting though. You'll never be able to go upside down.
Yeah. Actually, I was thinking that the keel, the skeg, was going to be a lot wider than that. It looks a lot wider from the inside, but that's not too bad because I was thinking it might end up being a bit, for a rowboat, a bit fat, but it doesn't look too bad. And the other side doesn't look too bad. It's nice and
Just be nice and easy to take off by the looks of it.
well, yeah. I was hoping maybe that I'd get away with leaving the bilge runners on for a bit, but I think probably they'll have to be changed as well straight away. Oh well, thanks very much, Dan, for coming down, and Jimmy for helping as well. I think this is what you'd call phase 2 of the restoration, and that is the work on the underside and the outside of the hull. It's going to be painted British Racing Green, or the nearest colour I could get to, which was I think Donegal Mist or something, which is very dark, like British Racing Green really. And so
Do you realise it's just a name
what?
on the tin?
Well, yeah, it's sort of like romanticised in it, I suppose. But it's better than saying it's maybe I don't know.
Dark green.
Yeah, dark green. So yeah, thanks again, Dan and Jimmy for helping. And we're on phase 2 of the build now. It's all the stuff on the outside that you're not going to see, but is still equally as important as everything else. Well, there's the keel, which I've got to replace. Gets pretty rotten towards the end and it's crumbled away. Oops. And there's a stainless steel rubbing strip all the way down the length of it, and where it finishes, and there's a rubbing strip that goes around the prow, which is made of bronze, so that will just polish up because there's no wood under that, that's just fiberglass. And of course the strip, the paint off the hull as well, ready for priming and undercoat, or primer, undercoat and the top coat. These strips here are called the bilge runners, and they're for when you beach the boat. I was hoping to get away without changing them because they didn't seem all that bad, but I think they probably will need changing as well. But I'm going to rub them back first and see what they're like. But they feel slightly soft in some places, so I guess it's better to change them than it is to leave them for a later date. In the end, as I've said before, I'm not in a rush to do it. I'm keen to get it done, and if it takes a little bit longer to make some new bilge runners, that's what it takes. I was hoping not to disturb them because they look, from the inside of the boat as well, they look good, whereas the screwing points on the inside of the boat do look a little bit like they've moved or been slightly disturbed over the years, and there was some making good to be done on the bilge itself, the lowest point of the boat. So I'm going to get the the stainless steel strip off and start taking measurements of the wood that's left so that I can make up a new length of wood to go in. The piece of wood I've got is not quite long enough, so I'll probably have to scarf it together, but I've got a reasonable sized plank that I've taken some off before for a repair on something else, and it's I can't remember the name of it now, but it's the right sort of wood to use. It's an oily tropical hardwood. It's not teak, but it's near enough as good as teak, and I wish I could remember what it's called. Well, I think that just about wraps up this episode. I can't do any of me sitting in the back of the boat wind-ups because it's upside down, but this is the next phase in the restoration, and I can start looking at the trailer as well, cleaning all the paint off of that, and maybe stripping it down a bit and straightening out some of the bits that are bent, and I think it definitely needs a new hitch because that one's seized. There's a bit of welding to do on it. I strip down the wheels and the suspension units and see whether they need replacing or not. They've got 3 bolt fixings on, and I notice a lot of trailer parts now are 4 bolt fixing, so I don't know whether to upgrade or not. It's not got a lot of weight on it, this trailer, really, by comparison to some, and so I'll see what I can do with what I've got. But until the next episode, thanks for your continued support. Thanks for watching this episode, and I really look forward to your comments, and I'll see you all soon. Cheerio.